News now on the broadcast, and this concerns a protest that we are playing out as visuals for our viewers. These protests are broken out in the Mandawali area of the national capital. The administration is trying to reach, in fact they have reached on the spot to demolish a railing of a Shani temple. Hundreds of people have gathered on the spot protesting against this demolition drive, and heavy deployment of police force is also currently at the spot. Let me bring my colleague Anshul on the broadcast for more perspective on the story. Anshul, first take our viewers through this demolition exercise that is about to have taken place, and why is the railing of a Shani temple being part of it?
So yes, according to the DDA, the construction of that Shani temple in that area is illegal. In fact, a few parts of that Shani temple is illegal, and that is the reason why we are seeing that the Delhi Development Authority has now reached over there trying to demolish the illegal part of the temple. Just adjacent to that temple is also a mosque, is what we are being told, and in that mosque also there are several parts that are deemed as illegal or illegal encroachment, and hence that entire part is also being demolished. At this point in time, several protesters have reached on the spot. They have sat there on a dharna. However, several teams of the Delhi police and also rapid action force have been deployed on the ground just to make sure that the law and order situation remains under control. At this point in time, the protests are ongoing, and the team of Delhi police is trying to pacify the protesters and is trying to make sure that there is no law and order situation that arises in that spot. However, the protesters are still very, very adamant, and they are not ready to back down. So yes, it remains to be seen if the DDA would be able to complete their exercise today itself, because there is a lot of tension on the ground at this point. There are several protesters. Along with the protesters, there are several teams of the Delhi police. However, the situation is under control at this point in time. But yes, the police is trying to convince these people to move away so that they could go ahead with this exercise.
Okay. Anshul, do we know about whether a notification was sent out to the Shani temple before this demolition exercise was really got into? And the people who are protesting, and we are told the number of people are to the tune of hundreds of people who are there, are they locals around that area, or they have gathered because they got the knowledge and the whiff of this demolition work? We seem to have lost that link with Anshul, but you can see that the kind of protest that is really taking place at this particular area of Mandawali is really swelling, with number of people, possibly locals, all of them who have gathered to protest against the ongoing demolition exercise. This demolition was about to break one railing of the Shani temple in the area, and because of which people are right now protesting and also sloganeering. Anshul is back with us on the broadcast. Anshul, I was asking you earlier whether there was a notification that was sent to the Shani Dev Chowk temple in this area in Mandawali, and the people who are protesting to the tune of hundreds who've gathered there, are they locals in and around that area, or are there people who have gathered specifically from other areas of Delhi also after they got a whiff of this demolition exercise?
Oh, so yes, initially there were locals who had gathered on the spot when they got the information that bulldozers have reached on that spot to demolish that part, that so-called illegal part of the temple. But now, since the news has been broken, there are several Hindu right-wing groups who have also joined in that protest, and that is the reason why we are seeing such a massive crowd that has gathered over there. On the other hand, if we talk about the notice, this notice was issued a month in advance. However, the temple administration didn't take that notice very seriously, because several of these notices are given out by the DDA, whereas the demolition exercise very rarely and scarcely happens. So yes, the notification was not taken very seriously. Now, yesterday itself, another notification was given to them that this morning the demolition exercise will take place, and the DDA took that very seriously, and hence they have reached over there trying to demolish that so-called illegal part of that Shani Mandir. However, they have still not been able to demolish that part, because the manner in which the protesters have sat over there, they are making sure that that part is not demolished at all.
Anshul, when it is about a temple or a masjid or mosque for that matter, when it is about religious places, it has been seen time and again how people who are responsible for the construction of such temples are in fact in cahoots with the local authorities. They probably, go down taking illegal meals because it is a temple and it is latched onto the common sentiment, and hence they will not be touched by the administration. At least that's what the popular sentiment is. Something that we are seeing being played up on the ground. It is very evident that this is an illegal part of the construction that has been extended. It's spilling onto the roads, and that's why the demolition of the railing is required. But because it is a mandir, a temple, that's why these protests.
Well, definitely, as you rightly mentioned, the temple administration and the people within the DDA and the MCD are definitely in cahoots in this entire matter, because if you see, this temple was not constructed recently. What we have been told that this temple is at least a decade and a half old, and since then there has been no notification that has been given to them, because there was the corruption that was going on, and the temple administration was making sure that the...
Anshul, are there detentions happening? What we see from the visuals, I believe there are people who are being detained also from the spot, the protesters.
So yes, since the police has been trying to get the law and order situation under control, the detentions have started on the spot. All the people who had gathered over there, they are now being detained by the Delhi police, because the job of the Delhi police at this point is to make sure that this entire operation is being carried out peacefully. Now the detentions have started. As you can see in the visuals, there is a lot of protest that is happening over there at this point in time, and the detentions have already started, is what we can see in those visuals that we are playing out for our viewers at this point in time. So yes, there is a lot of sloganeering that has also started on the ground at this point in time. The police is trying to drag each and every protester who has gathered over there, just trying to make sure that the DD can go ahead and go ahead and carry on with the job, that is to demolish that illegal part of that Shani Mandir. So yes, it remains to be seen if the situation will remain peaceful. However, there is a lot of tension on the ground, and the detention processes have started. Women and children who have gathered over there, women are also being detained at this point in time by female officers. So yes, it remains to be seen if the situation will remain peaceful, because yes, there is a lot of tension that is prevailing in that entire area.
Anshul, since what time are these protests really happening in Mandawali?
So since morning at approximately 8 a.m. is the time that the protesters had gathered over there, and since then these protests have been going on. Initially the DDA reached over there with the equipment, and since then the local administration, in fact the temple administration, initially tried to stop them, post which the protesters started gathering over there, and then the right-wing Hindu groups have also gathered over there just to make sure that there is ample amount of people.
बैठे हुए हैं और जबरदस्ती लाठीचार्ज कर रहे हैं सर, सब पे लाठीचार्ज करके सबको भगा रहे हैं।
लेडीजों बदतमीजी कर रहे हैं, लेडीजों को कपड़े फाड़ रहे हैं, ये कर रहे हैं, बदतमीजी कर रहे हैं। महिला को बचने नहीं है, उनके साथ चिपकने कर रहे हैं, कपड़े फाड़ रहे हैं। ये मदरसा को नहीं तोड़ रहे, मदरसा को नहीं तोड़ रहे, इसमें किराया आता है।
Anshul, I'm really sorry we had to interrupt you. We were getting some reactions from on ground. But what these people who are protesting are telling us, they are talking about police atrocities. But what we see in the visuals, in fact, tell us a different story. Right now, they speak about women who are being harassed by the police personnel. Visuals show us something very different. We are seeing how women police personnel are there on the spot to actually take away the women protesters. We do not see any kind of harassment that is happening, and we'd like to put that on record. We would not want to go ahead and legitimize the comments that are coming in from the protesters themselves. They are probably trying to go ahead and paint a different picture, because they are the ones who are protesting against the demolition.